House of the Dragon has been able to keep viewers interested. The series premiere was watched by 10 million plus viewers, leading to a rapid season 2 renewal. After spending the majority of its first 5 episodes laying the groundwork for future conflict, House of the Dragon is now halfway through. This restraint starts to pay off dramatically in episode 5, not least for its very patient viewers, who are probably wondering just when the heck things will start to pop off. This episode not only represents the series' halfway point but also serves as the catalyst for the ensuing civil war. The conflict will be over succession, much like Game of Thrones before it, and it comes after a wedding at which royal blood was shed. To least a few potential power plays in the upcoming episodes are hinted at in episode 5. The 5th episode of this show, which was masterfully written, finally puts it on the King's Road after many hours of waiting for things to get going. Here is a breakdown of episode 5 and who died. When the episode begins, Daemon Targaryen's wife is off hunting in the Vale. To her disgust, a covert Daemon she encounters reveals himself. She insults Daemon's incapacity, and he tosses her off the horse, crushing her. He then strikes her with a rock. King Viserys is seen throwing his food over the bow of his ship as we move from one healthy prince to one dying king. The royal fleet is making its way to the Iron Islands, where Viserys intends to marry Princess Rhaenyra to Lannister Velaryon, son of Rhaenys Targaryen and Corlys Velaryon. The realm's might would increase as a result of the alliance. Viserys meets with Corlys when clearly unwell. He makes the marriage suggestion, which Corlys and Rhaenys both accept. Later, they agree in a private conversation that the king has come to them out of weakness and that they might be in a better position to control the situation. However, Rhaenys worries about Lannister's real nature and tells Corlys that Rhaenyra's claim to the throne would be contested as soon as the king passes away. Corlys rejects this by claiming that since the two most potent armies in Westeros will be united by marriage, no one will stand in their way. The children discuss intimacy while the parents talk about marriage. Rhaenyra and Lannister converse about marriage arrangements while using analogies including taste. It is obvious that neither adolescent wants the other. The only reason they will marry and have kids is out of obligation to the realm. Outside of the marital bed, they will look out for themselves. Rhaenyra will continue to see her Kingsguard, Sir Criston Cole, while Lannister will continue to see his boyfriend. Their efforts to simultaneously safeguard freedoms and pursue power amount to a sort of abdication of royal duty. Later evidence disproves the possibility of either of these two scenarios, which is violently inaccurate. On the boat back to King's Landing, Cole makes the suggestion that he and Rhaenyra leave together and wed outside the realm, foreshadowing this dispute. Rhaenyra laughs this off and informs Cole they may still see each other even if she marries Lannister, explaining that she cannot leave the kingdom since she is the crown. This idea hurts Cole because he sees it as an affront to their relationship and a stain on his reputation. He walks away. Meanwhile, back at the Red Keep, Queen Alicent Hightower says goodbye to her father, Otto Hightower, who has recently been dismissed as Hand of the King. As a result of her believing Rhaenyra's account of the night she spent with Daemon, he claims the king also believed Rhaenyra. This makes Otto's claim seem like a rumor and a cunning attempt to discredit Rhaenyra and support his grandson's throne claim. Otto warns Alicent that she must pick a side since the king is dying and Rhaenyra's throne claim would lead to war, endangering Alicent's son and the king's firstborn son. Alicent struggles to make a decision for the remainder of the episode. Will she stand by her friend Rhaenyra or turn on her to defend her child? Later, Alicent meets with Larry Strong, the new Hand of the King's son, in the courtyard. He uses a cane to walk, as do many meddlesome characters and power seekers for ableist reasons. After hearing a report that the Maester gave Rhaenyra a potion the night following the demon incident, Larys inquires of the queen as to her health. This is news to Alicent, who looks upset. The Plan B potion would suggest that Rhaenyra did couple with Daemon, meaning she had lied to Alicent, meaning she is not trustworthy, meaning Otto is right, meaning the queen should side against her longtime friend. From the rampart, she observes King Viserys' immediate collapse after his return from the Iron Islands. She visits with Cole and questions him about the demon event since she is now convinced of her father's insight that the king will soon pass away and cause civil war. Cole, however, either feels too guilty or is too noble to comprehend that the queen is asking about Demon and not about him, so he admits to having an affair with Rhaenyra. Alicent permits Cole to leave after realizing that her pal is not simply a liar but also an absolute scumbag. She now controls Cole and Rhaenyra thanks to her knowledge of them. She also appears to have made a decision. In the upcoming civil war, she will defend her kid and oppose Rhaenyra. The honor of Rhaenyra cannot be trusted. The king laments his unremarkable reign the night before the wedding and wonders if he would have been a different person and leader had he been tested. His demise is now certain. As visitors from all around the realm arrive, the supper is held without the queen. The ceremonies that followed, such as the supper and dance, seem to portend all future strife and alliances. The seating arrangements come first. Rhaenyra and House Velaryon are seated to the king's left. Corlys used to sit across from the king, almost in opposition. Now he is allied with the crown. The Hand as usual and Demon, who makes a dramatic solo entry after just establishing himself as a viable bachelor, are seated to the king's right. The queen's chair is also to the right, albeit she has not yet made her appearance, and House Hightower is sat there. Cole and Lannister's boyfriends stand opposite one another, representing the conflicting feelings of the audience. When the queen finally shows in, she cuts off the king's speech. She sits at the king's right, on the same side as Demon, and is wearing green, a symbol of war. She has made the decision to oppose Rhaenyra as well. When Rhaenyra and Lannister dance, it appears to be a typical waltz, but actually looks like a sword fight. We understand. Conflict is imminent. When the other guests join in, we can see how complicated and entangled the alliances will become. Lena Velaryon and Demon enter the dance and appear to be flirting. The two sit across from each other at the table, Rhaenyra being supported by Lena's family, and Demon being supported by himself. Their marriage would drastically alter the power dynamic. Then Demon starts dancing with Rhaenyra. Everything starts to blow out at this point. Obviously, Demon is the one who starts this. At the same moment, Cole is confronted by Lannister's boyfriend, who informs him that both of them must defend their partners because he is aware of the arrangement. Cole gets discouraged as he starts to realize how difficult such a plan will be. Cole steps in to stop Demon from possibly touching Rhaenyra. Lannister's man joins in and the two start to fight. When Cole beats Lannister's boyfriend to death, it shows that Rhaenyra and Lannister have no control over the effects of their union. When violence occurs, its origin isn't immediately apparent. Rhaenyra is saved from the chaos by Sir Harwin Strong, but Daemon is nowhere to be found. In the end, Criston rather than any Targaryen was to blame for the turmoil. He loses his cool and beats Joffrey to death while mutilating his face. Lannister observes while grieving over losing his partner. Though softly, the episode doesn't end without a lot of changes. Rhaenyra and Lannister carry out their nuptials. Then Lannister crawls over to the dead and screams, revealing their long-ago relationship. The marriage of Lannister and Rhaenyra is then performed secretly as Cole is going to commit suicide in the courtyard. Just as Rhaenyra is getting married, Alicent interrupts him. The king then falls. You'll just have to tune in next week to know what happens next. Is a cliche as old as anything in Westeros.